Thanks for tuning in to Bourbon Drop. I'm your host, Myron. Today, we are going to go over the best bottles of 2024 coming straight out of the Bourbon Drop channel. Some of these you will be familiar with. Some of these you will agree with. Some of these you will disagree with. I love for you guys to put those in the comments. Tell me whether or not I'm crazy. I don't know. Put your top 3 in the comment section. I love to interact with you guys. Let's go ahead and get straight into it because I've got 20 bottles on this list and I do not want to have this be a 20-25 minute video. So first bottle up is going to be Wild Turkey 70th anniversary. I thought this bottle was amazing. It shocked the heck out of me. I thought it was going to be another Wild Turkey 101, but just a little better. This to me is far better. The fruit notes that come off of this thing is just much more well-rounded. I've been into this bottle since I shot the video. It's just gotten better. I am really surprised at how well this bottle had been done because, you know, the rumor used to be regular Wild Turkey 101, paper labels. Shout out to my paper label boys. You know I am a big paper label fan. We're rumored to be 6 to 8 years old anyway. So when I saw the 8 years on this bottle and it was about 20 to 30, well, I think it was like 30 bucks higher, I was like, is it really worth 30 bucks? But the more and more I get into this bottle, the more and more I am like, yes, it is just blowing me away. I am really digging this bottle. So if you see this bottle, go ahead and pick it up. Next bottle on the list is going to be Remus number 8. Now this Remus is full of cherries. I love it. I think this is a great bottle. I hate the price, but I love the bottle. Look, we don't always want to spend over, look, you get to that $100 mark and you kind of like, but we don't always want to spend over $100 on a bottle. Yes, the price has crept up there. Some people in the comments told me that they can get it for cheaper. It may have been at Costco's or somewhere else. I don't know. But I heard that these sit on the shelves in some states. I do think it is one heck of a bottle. I struggle with recommending it at the price, but this is one heck of a bottle, man. All right, next up on the list, shout out to Dave V, man. Dave V is always looking out. I have not shot the review. Half of the bottle is gone because I wanted to sample it to see if it was worth being on the channel for the best bottles of 2024. It is. I didn't know what Calvados cask is. This is the Joseph A. Magnus Murray Hill Club special release number 4, finished in Calvados cask. Comes in at 111 proof. I was digging this sample, man, digging it a lot. So Calvados is an apple or pear brandy. So I have had one other bottle. Shout out to my man CA for getting me the Trails in 8 year finished in apple brandy barrels. It was 90 proof, decent bottle, but I am really feeling this bottle. I can't wait to put this thing with a stick. Now, I do want to shoot a sample Sunday video, but I also want to have a stick, so I'm kind of torn. So I only have half the sample left, but that is a great bottle. All right, next on the list, Tumbling Dice. This Tumbling Dice double oaked 8 year. If you see it, pick it up. I think it was 49 bucks is what I got it for. It is one heck of a bottle. You're talking about an 8 year product, 49 bucks. This thing came in at 105 proof. Proof was right on the money. I shot the review. Did I release it? I can't remember. I shoot so much stuff and then go back and have to edit and release and edit and release. So it's like I got so much stuff in the kitty that needs to be edited right now. I don't think I've shot the release on this one or edited the review on this one yet, but it will be out. It will be out. But that is one heck of a bottle, man. And this is the first double oak that Tumbling Dice has ever put out. All right, let's get to the next bottle. Now, I've said time after time that this bottle will always be on the list. This is one day shy of being a birthday bottle for me. It was actually supposed to be 2 bottles on the list, but this one is just winning out, man. This is the JDSB BP Rye. It is beating the Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Proof, the regular release. This thing right here is just so flavorful, always readily available. These never come in hot to me. 1920s can come in hot. Blue Label Old Foresters can come in hot. Something with that charcoal maple filtering that I don't like in like the normal Jack. Sometimes it's, you know, decent. I will not buy the regular Black Label, but like the some of the special release jacks, that banana note. Oh, I love that note so much. But these ryes are just incredible. And just to be able to go into any store and pick them up off the shelf for about 70 bucks is incredible to me. So next bottle up on the list. This bottle had to make the list, man. I am sorry. This is one of the best bottles that I have had. This ASW filler, I just can't get enough of it. I can't get enough of it. This is the Total Wine pick. The Tower pick, gone. Yes, shout out to my man Robert. I sent him the last 2 ounces. Took it to a bottle share. I thought the Tower pick was better than this pick slightly, but ASW Fiddler Georgia Heartwood, man, it is just it's one heck of a bottle. It's something about it, man. I'm telling you, that is one great bottle. If you see it, pick it up. All right, next on the list, shout out to the folks over at 21090, and shout out to my people at the Whiskey 6, man. We did a live stream with 21090. They were nice enough to send us some Corbin Cash that they had picks. I'm not sure if it's Merced rye or Merced rye. They kept saying Merced. I've seen it. It looks like it just Merced. I don't know. So somebody tell me, put the phonetic spelling so I know how to pronounce it. But anyway, they sent a sample of their pick rye. But then, unbeknownst to anyone, they decided to send a sample of their bourbon from Corbin Cash that is 150 proof. Drinks like it's 115. No bull. I was about to say the real word. No BS. This thing drinks like it's about 115 and it is 150. This is dangerous. They are going to be releasing their 150 proof here shortly. I don't know when. I signed up for their Patreon immediately. Talking about Patreon, go ahead and join me on my Patreon channel. We've got a bottle drop tier and we've got a bourbon drop tier. Once I get up to 10 members on the bottle drop tier, I'll start getting samples out to you guys. 3 guys will be, or 3 members will be entered in a chance to win 1 ounce samples. And once I get up to 10 members on the bourbon drop tier, 3 members will be entered in a chance to win 2 ounce samples. And that is anything that I shoot that month or anything that is on the bar. So I'm telling you, go ahead and join me over on Patreon. Also, go ahead and get the pick that we did. This is from poordecisions.bourbon club. You can go there. Everything that I'm telling you is in the description below, so just look for the links, go in the comment section, look for the description, and you will see that this is in there. This will be on the Pour Decisions website. The link takes you straight to the Westward website. These are phenomenal bottles. This was next up on the list. Believe it or not, yes, this was next up on the list. So it was a great segue into these 2 conversations. PayPal and Westward. Now this Westward pick is one of 2. I only put this one on here because I feel like it is well, you know what? I can put it on here, whatever. We got 2 bottles, 2 half barrels, 17202 and 412. 17202 was the one that we called Cherry Such Bomb. It had cherries for days. I mean, cherries for days. When we did the pick with Jonathan over at Westward, this thing was like the clear winner. Like everyone was like, what is 17202? Everyone had this one leading. Then there was a little bit of, back and forth as to what would be, because we all loved 412 as well. We actually were only supposed to pick 1 half barrel, but we loved 412 so much. Like I said, it was a little bit of back and forth, but we were like, why not do 2 half barrels? So you guys can go over to the poordecisions.club website. Go ahead and click on the link and get yourself some of these. But these are incredible bottles. That's why I'm not gonna BS you. You see, they're not top of the list, so I'm not BSing you. I'm just telling you, this is where I think these 2 need to be on this list, and you see the bottles that are behind it, so that tells you how good these bottles are. All right, so let's get to the next bottle. So shout out to the Bourbon Judge, man. I am going to get a bottle. The Bourbon Judge and I, we have been talking. He did a pick of a JT Mellick bottle, and that, if you don't know, that is a rice whiskey, 100% rice whiskey. It is amazing. You would not, I shot the release. I was waiting to release it because I didn't want to release it before the bourbon judge released the bottles. And then, you know, everybody gets busy. The release kind of got pushed to the side. There were newer bottles. And then I kind of forgot about it. The bourbon judge, he wound up releasing it and I didn't know about it. So I still hadn't released it. This thing is amazing, man. This is the JT Millick pick coming in at 124.7 proof. Yes, it is that good. I am going to get a bottle from the bourbon judge. Like I said, we have been in talks. Shout out to my man Brian on the next bottle up. This one right here is the Copper and Cask 8 year. When he told me that this was his Stagg beater, I was like, wow, that's saying a lot. That's really saying a lot. I thought it was amazing, man. I did a sample Sunday with this thing, and this is an amazing pour. I was actually looking through my emails the other day, and Copper and Cask has another release. It says something like their final small batch. I thought that thing was great. I mean, it was an amazing bottle. The next bottle up is going to be standing in for Pappy Van Winkle 15 year. Now, this Pappy Van Winkle Family Reserve 15 year blew me away. Shout out to Brad. Brad had it when we went to a bottle share. Brad's going to be on this channel quite a bit, but Brad had it when we went to a bottle share, and the bottle blew me away. This is old, so it's just standing in for the Pappy Van Winkle bottle. That it was something about that bottle, man. 15 years old, even at 107 proof, it held its ground, and we had some heavy hitters there. We had King of Kentucky, of course. We had Old Carter. We had Ezra Brooks. We had Blanton straight from the barrel. We had some heavy hitters there. So it was like when that 107 just stood out and blew me away at a 107 proof 15 years, that says a lot. Next bottle up. This bottle is a bottle that I went into the ABC store and got lucky to get. There were 2 bottles left on the shelves, and I didn't think I was going to get there in time enough. Like I said, it was like a 45-minute drive home, then for me changing vehicles, and then 45 minutes to the store. I didn't think that they were going to be there. I didn't think I was going to have enough time. I figured somebody was going to swoop in and get the bottles, but no, that was not the case. I got to the store in King George, and what do you know, 2 bottles still left. After me, there was 1, and then my man Cody went back the next day and got the next bottle. So I don't know if there are just not a lot of like bourbon guys in that area or what, but this is one heck of a bottle, man. It comes, I think it's like 110.6. It is one heck of a bottle. It offers a lot of good sweet notes. I even picked up, like I tried it tonight, it had a little bit of like that pink bubble gum in there that I really like. I don't think I got that when I shot the review, but that is one heck of a bottle. Next bottle up, Elijah Craig C924. Now, this bottle is a beast, man. It is the best of the Elijah Craig barrel proof releases this year. You see where it's at in the bottle. I had to pick myself a backup of this thing. I thought it was that good. I am not someone who goes out or runs out and picks up backups like anytime, but this was something. Whenever I find a special bottle, I have to pick a backup of that bottle. So that Ride 3 had to go and get a backup of that. Elijah Craig C924 had to get a backup of that. It was just that amazing. This one right here, this is a sample again from my man Dave B. Shout out Dave, man. Dave is always looking out for me. This is the Russell's Reserve 15. Now, I hadn't had any Russell's Reserve 15. I shot the Sample Sunday video for it. It's not edited. I am supposed to edit it tomorrow morning and get it out to you guys on Sunday. But this thing right here, man, very good. The only thing that is missing to me is like that savory note. When I love dark bourbons that are sweet, brown sugary, but also have a savory note. This is sweet, but then it ends there. Like that savory note is just missing from it. But I still like it a lot. I still think it has a very nice grapey note. Even though the C924 has that savory note, I think that the Russell's beats it out. All right, so ahead of the Russell's, and I might get a lot of pushback, ahead of the Russell's is the Larceny C924. Yes, yes. Argue with me if you want to. To me, remember, this is my list. you guys are going to have a different list, especially because we all have different products as well. So not only do we have different palettes, but we also pick up different bottles throughout the year. This bottle right here would be incredible if the flavors lasted longer on the palate. To me, it was heavy caramel, you had chocolate on the back, you just had rich notes, it had a great mouthfeel. This bottle right here was done extremely well. All of the flavors that I love in a bourbon were there, except they were quick. Like, it had a long finish. The finish was kind of like, what did I say, jalapenos and I think oak. But it just, jalapenos and oak, or either jalapenos and dark chocolate. I can't remember. But this thing was amazing. It went too fast. Like, all of those flavors hit your palate, and then all of a sudden they were gone, and you were just left with like that spicy finish. And I was just like, where did it go? But to me, this bottle right here, like I said, if it had stayed on the palate longer, it would be up there higher. I'm just telling you that right now. It would definitely be up there higher. All right, so this is a bottle that I picked up at a bottle share. So if you are a fan of the channel, you already know what this bottle is. Boom, Stagg 24B. This Stagg 24B is amazing. Great flavors, rich. Oh man, it's got so many rich flavors. Very dark, brown sugar heavy, great notes. Of course, like your normal Buffalo Trace, great notes. This thing right here, amazing. I knew that it was going to be on a list. I knew it was going to be high up on the list. I didn't know how high it would be up on the list. This is pretty high up on the list. I mean, coming in at 4, yeah, that says a lot. All right, so Rye 3. This was a controversial bottle because Kevin thought that his 2005 Stagg would beat it. I put him in a blind. The blind didn't go so well because I could see them, so I just had to go ahead and just, do them, and it won out. It did. It won out. However, as good as this is, with all of those cherry notes, that super sweet note, that just the rich notes, I think I got like some buttered popcorn. It was a great bottle. It did not beat out my next bottle. My next bottle is a stand-in for 2 bottles. So my Rye 3 came in 3rd place. 16-year light whiskey got beat out by Old Carter batch number 14. Shout out to Brad, because that's where I had the Van Winkle Family Reserve Rye, the 13-year, and that's where I had the Pappy 15 and the King of Kentucky. Like I said, we had some heavy hitters that night, but his batch 14 was amazing. I knew that was going to be my bottle of the year until Brad comes across Old Carter OC number 4, and boom, Old Carter's back out. So now, not only does Old Carter take place number 2 with batch number 14, the 16-year American Light Whiskey, Old Carter OC number 4, takes my number 1 spot for Bourbon of the Year. The fact that you have 2 Old Carters at the top of the list should tell you everything you need to know about Old Carter. If you can get your hands on one for a reasonable price, I say pull the trigger. And with that being said, let the whiskey flow. Never run out unless you're headed to a drop. Until next time.